Have we got Nottingham in the building tonight? Have we got Birmingham? Have we got Liverpool, Leeds, Manchester, London? Have we got Bristol?
Yo, when I arrive, I bring the energy, I bring the vibe. I'm an MC, I don't sing no melodies, I got the whole crowd following me.
Grime come from Bow, that's what I'm gonna, nah. Grime come from Bow, yeah. I'm gonna say Grime come from Bow. People like God's Gift, people like Wiley, they created a sound. And everyone liked that sound at the time. Before it was garage and ragga and stuff like that, and they started coming through with that kind of, that's all I know, you know, that's how I look at Grime.
Everybody referred to So Solid. That was like, they're considered the pioneers. And then there were some other kind of groups. And then some of the people I interviewed that may have been based in South London at the time when it was like Pay As You Go crew and all that kind of not quite garage, not yet grimy garage that people are talking about.
When I was growing up in school, even like days like today, yesterday, random days, you'll come somewhere, put on the phone, you put on the instrumental, and everyone's got something to say.
What's coming up next, trust? I'm next up. T-R-U-S-S, trust. DJ mash up the deck. Know what's coming up next, trust? I'm next up. T-R-U-S-S, trust. DJ mash up the deck.
You can hear that grime has been going on. Some people make the argument that grime has been going on since the 50s, because the whole idea of the clashing, the ciphering and all that sort of stuff, there's parts of it rooted in hip-hop, there's parts of it rooted in Jamaican toasting culture, there's even elements that have been brought to my attention sonically that are reminiscent of punk and that rebellion, that same kind of young people really needing to scream out and be heard.
Feeding them all that medicine, spitting a million miles a minute, the sound of
We was everywhere. We used to clash, come here, like it's not a clash, recorded clash and everything. We're just clashing for the fun of it. We're coming and meet up and who's got the best bars, as I said. So there was loads of different stuff going on back in the day.
And one of the things that I learned is how embedded it really is. And it's really embedded, and by embedded I mean it's very tangible. You have to be there, you have to be in the street, you have to be in the record shop, you have to be in these places to actually be part of the culture. And a lot of members or scene members, fans, are also in these embedded spaces. Once the MC gets off the stage, he's taking pictures with fans. It's not like a Beyonce situation that I've got security and you can't actually, these people aren't tangible to you. Like, they are in your everyday life. You bump into them in a record shop down the street, so it's very, very tangible.
When I was in school and I was in year 8, like, Villain was already Wolfpack, he was already on TV and whatnot. I used to go to the youth centre and Villain was always in the youth centre. What's happening, Mike? You alright? Boom, boom, boom. And I was doing a tune one day in the studio and I said, Vils, like, would you jump on this? And he said, yeah, fam, of course. And he went and he jumped on it. And I went to school a few days later. It was on MySpace them times. And my tune was on MySpace featuring Villain. And I went to school a few days later. And now, when I'm spitting my bars in the playground, people want to hear them more.
When the riots happened, Lethal Bizzle actually said, or Lethal B I should say, actually said that it's a voice of the people. He wrote in an open letter to David Cameron, you know, if you listen to the music, you understand what's going on with the young people, the disenfranchisement, the marginalisation, the disparity between the have and have-nots. And a lot of people, a lot of young people can feel disconnected, and they connect to the music. It speaks for them. Some of the people that I've actually interviewed have also said that grime is about that grimy life, to quote one of the people I interviewed.
Okay, listen. Yeah, my name's Wiley and Grime. I'm trying to say you won't get the sight, cause you won't get by, go past. Don't put it past, you will never ever outlast. And you know fast, and they can't blast. No sideways will they ever outpass. Catch me a mic who plays them fast. Catch me a mic who's moving fast.
My name's Grime, and it's not even because I do Grime. My name's Grime. My name's Grime because I'm a dirty guy. But Grime, I don't even know how to explain it, bro. In my words, it's not a culture hype. It's not, this, it's none of that. It's about you. It's about getting heard in your own world, whatever you want to say.
One of the reasons why I got involved in researching grime in particular was because the politicians were condemning it and blaming grime for stabbings and all sorts of stuff like that. So it's usually silenced and marginalised.
You're not a direct rude boy. And you're in district popping that goose boy. You're not a direct rude boy. Bond Street just bought brand new goods when you.
The 696 is a risk assessment form that has been always introduced by the Metropolitan Police. So it only really affected the London area. And a nightclub would have to apply for or fill in the 696 form in order to get a license to hold a venue. On the form, the artists themselves would have to put their own personal information down, their home address, their government name, and then you'd have to tick on the form, and the initial form, the ethnic makeup of the attendees. And then it was updated to what genre of music it was. So it shut down London, but people travelled. You've got the internet, so people from further afield could actually access it. And I think, so it did kind of quieten down a bit, but where there's a will, there's a way.
We've had no studio. There's nothing around, like that one youth centre, we had some studio for a little while and it died out. And we've had to go and create our own opportunities and find and venture, you know what I'm saying?
Go in on the beat, got your girl singing to me, asking if we can chin-chin-go me, we can have 5-star then a full go eat, no me. I got this girl.
Some middle class people can use it as I don't want to say a costume, but appropriate it just to be cool for a moment, and then they'll leave it and then they'll move on to something else. Whereas the more underground stuff is people talking about their real lives, talking about their real aspirations or fantasies.
If you do come from that, you've got a better background and stuff, why do you want to come and be like us? Because, bro, I'm trying to get out of here. I'm trying to do nice stuff and live happily. And if you're born living happily, bro, why would you want to not live happily?
Mainstreaming challenges the notions of authenticity, but at the same time, in order to make economic progress, they need to kind of mainstream and change the kind of sounds of their music. I mean, Wiley's quite good at straddling both, doing the underground stuff and then still coming out with commercial hits that he can make money from, that he can still do creatively what he wants to do.
Don't think Grime started this year or last year. I want you to go back in time, do some research, and if you really do research, you'll find out there's so many other people in Grime, so many, like this is our lives, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's really like it, bro. Shots on stage for the 12 gauge, 12 shots in the range for your front page, 12 shots to leave your memory days, and they can't run with 12 shots to get placed, 12 shots to make your friend can't place, 12 shots that leave you lost in the maze, 12 shots to leave your memory days. No, and I've got 12 shots. 12 shots to the side right in the place, 12 shots going straight to your face, 12 shots coming out straight to your face, 12 shots on the side right in the place, 12 shots coming out straight to your face, 12 shots that can't wait to get laced. That's too new, you can't touch me, I'm untouchable, you can't touch me, I'm untouchable, you can't hurt me, I'm unhorrible, and you can't stop me, cause I'm unstoppable, you can't touch me, I'm untouchable, you can't touch me, I'm untouchable, you can't hurt me, I'm unhorrible, and you can't stop me, yo, and I'm a be slippery, I ain't no